What's up, broke asses? It's Nick, Budget Decks. Welcome to another video, and today I have for you a $7.25 Triamid deck profile. Well, realistically, it's more of a $7.25 rock deck profile because we got three different archetypes in this deck. Triamids are the main focus, but we are using the block dragons and block bitches, and we're also using Kawakamuri, or however the fuck you pronounce that shit. And there's no extra deck. We're doing this with no extra deck. You can, of course, throw in some cheap-ass things, but, you know, I like doing decks with no extra deck sometimes, and this is going to be one of those decks. Also, this is a deck lovingly provided by Mr. Mustache, and he, of course, focuses a lot on trap cards, and he also focuses on just some crazy, random mustache man bullshit. So we're going to kind of jump into this. It's really important to note, I did not look through this deck. I did not read any of the cards. I do not know what this deck does. I know literally nothing. All I'm going to do is throw cards on the table, say 3 times copies of this, and then move on to the next card. So this is going to be a really short video. I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's do this. First off, we're going to start with 3 copies of Triamid Sphinx. This boy right here is really cool looking. He's got cool artwork. That's all I really know. 3 copies of Triamid Dancer. She's a girl, level 3, Earth, and Rock type. Yeah. And then 3 copies of Triamid Hunter. Look at that. 3 copies of Triamid Hunter, 3 copies of Dancer, 3 copies of Sphinx. I mean, look at that. Look at that. And then last but not least, to round up all of our Triamids, 1 copy of Triamid Master. Well, okay, this format was not working as well as I thought. Oh well. So there's kind of all the Triamids. We're only running 10 Triamids in the entire deck, but you know what? That's not bad. That's 1/4 of the deck. All right, so there's all of our Triamids. Look at that. We're just trucking along. I like it when I don't have to explain things. It's kind of nice. 3 copies of Kawakamuri Overload. Not Overlord, Overload. You know, because we got a big load coming in for you. He probably does stuff, but I'm too fucking stupid to know what. 2 copies of Kawakamuri Sandman. Again, he probably does stuff, but again, I don't really know what. And then 2 copies of Century Soldier of Stone, who's just some good generic rock support. I actually know what he does. When you have a rock type monster on the field, while that card is in your graveyard, you can special summon him. So he's really good for like rank 3 plays, or if you just want a good 2,000 booty on the field, or if you need him for like tribute material for your Triamid Sphinx. So all in all, he's a pretty cool card. He also has really cool artwork, and he's not that expensive. So now we're just going to move on to some other cards that is in this deck. Man, I love it when I don't know decks. This is fantastic. I need to do this more often. Next, we're going to do 2 copies of Block Golem. Just, again, really good generic rock support. This is a rock-themed deck. And then last but not least, 1 copy of Block Dragon, which is a staple in most rock decks. I don't know what any of them do. I just know that the rock monsters, one's a level 8, one's a level 3. It's good times. And that rounds up all of our monsters. So now we're going to go to our next thing, which is trap cards. So we're going to do 1 copy of Negate Attack, 1 copy of Mirror Force, 2 copies of Call the Haunted, because that's cool, 2 copies of Release from Stone, which this is just generic resurrection for rock monsters, though that's pretty good. Actually, hold on. I want to know what this one does. Select one of your remove from play rock type monsters and special summon it. When this is removed from the field, you destroy that monster. So it's like Call the Haunted, but for banish zones for rocks. That's pretty, you know, that's fucking nifty. 2 copies of Magnet Force. Sorry, I'm stacking the cards all weird just because it's not my decks. And then 1 copy of Triamid Pulse, which has a lot of effects. I'm actually going to put that one up to the camera because these cards are actually kind of the heart and soul of the deck. Let's let that focus. Look at my blood vessel in my thumb. Look at that shit. That's what happens when you do fighting and, you know, you get hit. All right, and there's that. All right, we are 4 minutes in. We're almost done with the video. Look at that. We're 2/3 done with the deck. All right, now for spells, 1 copy of Monster Reborn, 1 copy of Foolish Burial. Any more 1 copies in here that I can just throw down like that? Nope, that's it for the 1 copies. So, yeah, a copy of Foolish Burial, a copy of Monster Reborn. Good stuff. 2 copies of Diamond Core of Kawakamuri. Oh, I did forget 1 copy. 1 copy of Canyon. This deck, I will say this. This deck revolves around switching out, what the fuck is it called? Field spells. So that's why we're going to be running a lot of field spells. So Canyon is one of those field spells. You know, it's really important. It's really overpowered. Okay, and then we're going to do 3 copies of Fortress, like that. 3 copies of Fortress, 3 copies of Cruiser, like, fucking hell, I hate this so much. 3 copies of Cruiser, and 3 copies of Kingdom, Triamid Kingdom. All these spells, all these field spells, what they do is they basically swap each other out, and they do shit when they're sent to the graveyard. So it plays a lot like an older version of FAs, whereas FAs has a better way of going about it. Triamids don't have as good of a way as destroying their own stuff. If you are considering playing this deck, I actually highly recommend that you do. First of all, it is really cheap. Also, this is Mr. Mustache's budget tournament deck, and every time we have a local tournament, he actually walks away with a few wins. So this deck is pretty power-wise for the price that you're paying of less than $8 right at this current moment. We priced it yesterday. Today's it's like the end of July currently. We literally priced it yesterday, and yeah, no, this is a fantastic deck. I just highly recommend you actually try it out online first, but you will get some wins. There's a lot of negation in this, or at least it feels like there's a lot of negation in this, and this is not an easy deck to go against, in my opinion. If you want the budget deck's recommendation for an extra deck, if you want to increase your price for about $1, I would recommend Karen Gorgon, the Anti-Luminescent Knight. He's an XYZ, rank 4. He's really good. He's rock type, 2450 attack. He's really good to redirect targeting effects. You also have a rank 3 Gorgonic Guardian. I would recommend 3 times copy of that, just because it does negation on your opponent's turn, which, you know, health, plus you have you have that one card that brings himself back from the graveyard in this deck, so you can get a lot of rank 3 plays out. So I highly recommend those 2 XYZ's monsters just to kind of get you started on the extra deck for those situations. But if you play casual, this is a really good deck to play. If you play at local tournaments, it doesn't even run an extra deck, so you can play Master Rules 4 with this shit, and I recommend it. Have a lot of fun with it. It's Egyptian. People like Egyptian, but I don't like sand. It's rough, coursing gets everywhere. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay sexy. I'm not refilming this video. Toodles!